Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another lesson for Indian economy in the topic of inflation. I have already uploaded 2 lessons. If you haven't watched, kindly go and watch that lesson on inflation. In the previous lesson, we learnt about the types of inflation and the causes of inflation. So in this lesson, we are going to learn about the effects of inflation. Okay, I wanted to give in clarity, so I am giving in parts, and it also will help you to learn each and thing instead of giving everything in a big lesson. Okay, so effects of inflation. I've already said while discussing the definition itself that a mild rate of inflation is good for an economy. Okay, that is the creeping inflation, that is around 3% or 4%, right? But if inflation goes beyond that, it is not only a worrying sign for economy, it will hurt the economy if it is prolonged at a higher rate. Okay, say for 6-8% like that. No, if an inflation prolongs for a long period of time in those rate, no, it will affect the economy badly, and it will affect a wide range of people in the economy. So in this lesson we are going to learn what are the, we generally know that a sustained level of inflation will hurt the economy as a whole. In this lesson we will learn what happens to different types of people. Okay, different groups of people. Okay, first we'll see the savers. Okay, people who are saving money, right? The impact of inflation on savers. See, since inflation encourages consumption, no, naturally it will discourage savings. Not only because of this reason that it is encouraging consumption, people will suffer in times of saving, because the saving money that they hold, no, will actually lose the value as because of inflation, the value of that saving money, right? This is one reason because people who are living in pension, that which is a fixed income, right? People who are living in saved account money, savings account money, these people will suffer because of inflation, because the money that they hold will lose the value. Okay, so in generally the savers will lose, and this will encourage these people to discourage saving. They won't save, instead they would spend the money, because in future the same amount of money will buy lesser amount of product, so that they may purchase now itself, right? So generally inflation discourages saving and it affects the savers. Okay, a very important point. Kindly remember these kind of points. Impact of inflation on borrowers. Okay, see, these people will benefit from inflation. Why? The borrowers will generally benefit from inflation. See, what inflation will do is it will decrease the real value of money, right? The nominal value of money, if it is deducted by inflation, we will get the real value of money. So it will reduce. So the people who borrowed, no, they will actually find it easier to repay because of inflation. I will give you an example. See, one person is borrowed to another person 1000 rupees, saying that next year I will pay you 1100, that is 10% interest. Okay, if an economy in that 1 year period witness 8% interest means, right? 8% if the interest means, what will happen is the person who is receiving 1100 from 1 year now, no, that is the lender, he will only get 2% interest. He will actually he is getting 10% interest, that is at this year's money. Next year when he receives 1100, he will get only 2% interest because of the inflation, because inflation will be inflation amount will be adjusted, right? So the real value of money that he is receiving next year will be less. So if suppose the economy is facing 10% above interest, no, so it means the borrower will gain because he is not paying 10% interest. That is why having a long term loan, no, will benefit borrowers in case of a country is regularly having inflation. Okay, see, if you are receiving a loan in which you have to pay some 5000 something like that, right? Regularly some interest and some principal for like 15 or 20 years, right? 5000 at this date will be a bigger amount for you, but because of the 15 years inflation, after 10 years, no, that 5000 will not be a bigger amount for a borrower because the inflation might have increased his wage. As a result, the lending amount will come down, because of the loan amount will come down because of the price level rise, because it is valued on this time. So this is why when the banking sector, no, they lend loan, they will make loan accordingly, they will give loan accordingly, giving the interest rate some inflationary based on the economic inflation they will give. If they haven't included in the interest rate such a measure, no, the lender will lose. Okay, so generally the borrowers will benefit. Okay, so it is like interest free loan. As I said earlier, no, for a borrower it will be interest free loan. If a borrower today buys 1000 rupees saying that I will give you 10% interest in 1 year, and in the 1 year there is also a 10% inflation, that means the borrower is paying just the same amount that he brought. The 100 rupees that he is paying extra is on the inflation. Okay, so is like a interest free loan. That is what it is mean, interest free loan. Okay, please remember this point. Third, what it does to lenders, as said earlier, no, the borrowers will benefit. As a result, it will naturally hurt the lenders. Okay, so inflation will hurt the lenders, but in certain situations it can also help lenders. Okay, generally inflation will hurt the lenders. Okay, that is the main point, but in some situations, very detailed we are going, but please remember this point, inflation will hurt the lenders, that is the major point. But in certain situation it could help. What are the situations? When a customer, it will bring more customers to the lenders, since the money value has decreased, the prices have risen, no, so they will have to, if they are producing some big capital goods, no, they will have to loan more to buy that product, so the lenders will have will lend more. Okay, so in that way, and if they are producing a higher product, no, if they are purchasing a higher product, a borrower, and the prices have went high, he will have to lend more. That way lenders will benefit, but generally it will hurt the lenders, because the real value of money will decline in the future, and so the borrower will get some benefit. So that's why lenders generally plan accordingly. Okay, generally lender will not be foolish, but if he is doing it foolishly, thinking that I am getting 10% interest in 1 year without taking into account the inflation, he will be a loser. Okay, so generally basic theory is inflation will hurt the lenders. What it does to export? Okay, a country is engaging in export. What it does? See, inflation will make export in the for any economy. See, what happens is when the price rises, it will naturally make the value of money decline. Value of money will go down. Okay, since the value of money goes down, the the product value will also go down for in the export market in the other countries. Okay, so they will buy our product. Okay, so export will gain some competitive advantage. Okay, but please remember this point, this is very very important. Only the volume of export will increase, the value of export will decrease. That is, today I am selling a product at 10 rupees to the in the export. Because of inflation, my product value, because of the money value have declined, my product value might have been valued, previously it was valued at a 10 rupees in the exchange market. No, now it will have come down to 8 rupees. Since it has come down to 8 rupees, the foreigners will buy our product. As a result, the export volume of export will increase, since they are getting the product at 8 rupees, which are the buying previously for 10 rupees. But the value of export will decrease, since we are only getting 8 rupees now. Previously we got 10 rupees. I hope you will understand. This you have to put into the context, the exchange value. Because of the exchange value only, the value of product declines in the export market. But in the domestic market, the value of the same product will cost more. The price will be high. Only in the outer market, it will gain competitive advantage. As a result, the export will gain, export will increase, but the value of export will decrease. And this too for a short time. In the longer run, export will also face difficulties. Okay, there are multiple reasons for it. Okay, so short term the export may go up. Okay, please remember this point. What it does to import? Okay, see, import will become very costlier, since the value has our money value has declined, other country value will go up. No, as a result, other countries product, if we are going to purchase, no, it is, since importers buying from other countries, the product of the other countries will become costlier. So this has one benefit, that we could go for lower import and import substitution, that by producing that product in our country. But generally, a developing country like India will actually import items which are compulsory in nature. They have to import those things, right? Like oil, technology, drugs, like that, right? So they cannot substitute those import, and they cannot lower those import. As a result, the import will become costlier, right? So import will become costlier. So India has to import more value. Even the same amount of import, we have to pay more. This will affect in balance of payment. That is what the next thing is. What inflation does to the trade balance between countries, balance of payment. So inflation will affect the balance of payment for a developing country, because developing countries value of money will be lesser than the developed country, and they will be importing lot than exporting. As a result, also because of this inflation, the import value will go high. Although the value of the volume of export may increase, but the value of the export may decline. As a result, they may not have that much advantage there also. So generally, the balance of payment will negative to the developing countries. For a developed countries, balance of payment during inflation will be favorable. So we have to look like that, right? So for a developing country, balance of payment will be negative during inflation. For a developed country, it will have a favorable impact, because they may be uh, developed country will export more and import less. Developing country will import more and export less. Even if they export more, their value of money will be less, and because of inflation their value of money will further go down. Even if they are increasing the volume of export, the value of export will decline, okay, because of the composition of trade. Please remember this point also. So what happened to wages? The people in the country, they may be receiving wages. No, what happens to them, right? See, generally during inflation time, inflation makes the look like the value of wages increased. Okay, when the wages increase for the people, it look like because of price rise in price, fall in money value, the face value of the wages might look increase, but actually the real value will come down. Okay, so generally it will have a negative impact on inflation, so on the purchasing power and living standard of the wage employees. Okay, please remember this. On the nominal value of wages will increase, but the real value will fall. So for this reason only, to neutralize the impact of inflation on the wages, government provides dearness allowance to its employees twice a year, and they calculate this dearness allowance based on the inflation of a country, right? So the government providing dearness allowance to its employees twice a year because to uh, because of inflation impacting the real value of the wages. Okay, please remember this point also. What inflation does to the self-employed people? So some people will doing business, self-employed. What it will do them? See, in the short term they will not be much affected, but in the longer run they will also get affected. Okay. What happens to employment in a country during inflation? Okay. Generally, right, inflation will increase unemployment. Okay, it will increase unemployment. Remember this point. There will be lesser employment because eventually inflation will suck the growth. Okay, high inflation will reduce the confidence and increase uncertainty in the market, so the investment will go down. Since the investment will go down, there will be lesser uh, investment production. As a result, price may further go up, right? And there will be increased level of imports. It will reduce export. All this will lead to growth declining, and when the growth declines, naturally there will be high unemployment. So inflation will have high unemployment. When the increase, it will increase high unemployment. Okay, what happens to the business planning and investment? So business investment, so generally investment will also come down. Why? See, when inflation, what it will do is it will erode the value of investment returns over time. If somebody who is investing in a stock market, right, somebody is investing lakhs of rupees in the stock market, no, if there is a inflation, what will have what will he is getting some 10% return for his investment. If there is a huge inflation, no, what will happen is the returns that he get, no, will be lesser because the country is having huge inflation. Okay, that is the reason why some people are investing in lot of people will invest in countries which have less inflation. Okay, so inflation, when a country is having a lesser amount of inflation, automatically large amount of foreign investment will come. So there will be huge investment. So inflation will affect the inflation investment of a country. Okay, please remember this point also. Then what it happens to the society? Generally, when there is huge inflation, no, there will be social unrest. Okay, rate of inflation will lead to social unrest. See, during the 1970s, no, India faced a very difficult time because during Indira Gandhi time, no, because India had double digit of inflation. India was actually having galloping inflation at that time, right? 26, 24% like that. Uh, India only once had like that, right? Generally, India is considered as one of the in terms of inflation, best managed economy. Lot of countries have faced huge inflation. India never went such a extreme. Okay, only during the time of Indira Gandhi time, because of we are not having enough production like that, food production and other, there was too much of debts and other reason, we were facing such a kind of inflation during that time. At that time there were huge social unrest. Okay, so high rate of inflation will lead to social unrest. mm, what inflation will do the interest rate in an economy? Okay, so as I said earlier, when there is inflation, no, what it means is there is more money supply. Okay, there is more money in the market. As a result, the money value will decline, right? That is in inflation. To contain this, the central bank, what they will do is they will increase the interest rate, right? Why they are increasing the interest rate? So that people will not get more loan. Okay, people will not get more loan. When the interest rate is high, no, when the RBI increases the interest rate, it means bank lending will also be high. So people will not lend more. Okay, so generally the interest rate will be higher in the during inflation. Okay, please remember this point. So finally we have seen all these things, what will happen inflation, how it affects different sectors. Kindly learn this very carefully and try to understand all these concepts, why inflation affects society, in what way it affects, why interest rate goes high, what is the reason, why unemployment, all this study with have conceptual idea and the reasons behind it. Okay, very clearly. Even if you find what I've thought is not fully, if you haven't understand fully what I given here, try to go and learn and understand all these things very clearly. Only then, if they are asking tomorrow a question related to inflation, in fact these are all the areas for question for prelims to ask, right? And tomorrow when you are writing a mains answer also, if you know these kind of concepts very clarity, you could easily write a essay type question for multiple topics like development, social developmental concepts, like economic concepts, right? For multiple areas. Okay, so try to understand all this very carefully. uh, with this I am ending this lesson. uh, I will give two more lessons on inflation, that is the measurement of inflation, that is measuring how inflation is measured. And we will also see one other lesson where we will learn about different concepts that are related to inflation, right? This is a very big topic, and I will tell you why you won't, even if you are following my lesson, sometimes you may find it difficult in certain areas to understand, because inflation, the economic lessons are such that there are a lot of overlap, right? In history, if you study, no, who came first, who came second, who came third, so that there is a chronology. But here in economy, when you are studying a lesson on inflation, that is I have given as a fifth or sixth lesson, but I will be teaching you uh, uh, a lesson related to RBI in 8th, which you have not yet learned, but some of those concepts are also here. Okay, so you will find it sometimes difficult to find these concepts, but please wait and also learn the future concepts like RBI and its functions and all the future lessons also. So over a period of time you will understand all these things, right? So please be patient. One of the reasons most civil service students do not master economics is because of this. They will get stuck at certain point, finding it difficult to comprehend. It is not that you are not able to comprehend. It is you need time to understand all the concept, and it will digest in yourself in your brain, and finally you will get clarity, right? So please be patient and learn regularly, and whenever you find something difficult, refer those points slowly, and you will learn everything. Okay, if you haven't have any economics background earlier, you may find it difficult for quite some time, but it is not longer. Please learn all the topics, right? Once you learn the RBI concepts, no, suddenly you will, when you are studying the RBI concepts, you will learn, oh, this is what this guy taught in the inflation. So you, the second time when you go through that inflation lesson, you will understand clearly, right? Because of the nature of this lesson given in the exams books, it is intervened for a lesson that is coming, for a topic that is coming, will come at number 10, has some concepts related in the sixth lesson itself, like that, right? Please be patient. Okay, I'm going too much of suggestion and advice. With this I end this lesson. Thank you. Bye.